The human brain is absolutely amazing. It's no wonder that we have been able to come up with the advances in technology and modern living that we have throughout the years that we've been on this planet. Before I hit record on this video, I just sang the song from a movie that I have not seen in over 7 years. Word for word, didn't even have to stop and hesitate. That is how powerful the human brain, the memory, is in our heads. It's amazing how well, song and smell are two ways that I remember things very, very easily and very, very well. I can remember other things without those, but it's absolutely mind-boggling how good the mind is. Songs and smells. I think I would venture to guess that for most people, those are memory triggers more than anything else. More than anything you see or touch. Sometimes taste, I guess, could work. But of the 5 senses, well, song isn't really a sense. It's sound. But they're just super powerful. I don't understand. I do it, but I don't understand it. How we can remember the words to a song, word for word, for an entire 3 to 4 minutes, but people can't remember a phone number that they heard just a couple of seconds ago. Or, like, for smells, like, there's one in particular that, like, I can place no matter what, and that's the smell of my hallway from kindergarten. Over 20 years ago. If I smelled that smell, I'd be able to tell you where I was standing, what I was doing, and probably even pretty close to what time of day it was. Like, it's incredible. And then, like, touch sometimes. Like, I still have the blanket that I used as a small child. And I should say quilt. I still have the quilt that I used as a small child as my main blanket. And whenever I touch that, it just takes you back to that time. It takes me back to that time. I don't know if that's the way it works for other people, but like certain touches, or like my feet squishing in mud, like really, really soupy mud, bare feet and soupy mud, brings back memories of like family vacations and stuff. It would take hours to explain what everything reminds me of. But song and smell are two of the most powerful memory devices, in my opinion. Recently, I've been doing a fair amount of driving. I drove, well, obviously I do these videos driving every day, but I mean like longer distances, where, like for the wedding I was just at last week, I drove. It was a 2.5 hour drive, and then a couple weeks before that I made a similar drive to the bachelor party of the guy that was in, and rather than use my phone's data to listen to Pandora or something on the way, I dug out my old iPod and plugged that into the car and listened to songs on it for those 2 hours there, 2 hours back, so for 4 hours. And I was hearing songs that I hadn't heard or played or sung along to in years. And before the words even started, like when the first couple of beats hit, I knew what the song was and I knew how to sing it, and I knew, almost every single word. But a book that I read that long ago, I couldn't tell you word for word what the pages said. I can tell you general plot line and main characters and stuff like that, but I couldn't tell you word for word everything that happened in that book. Movies are the same way. Like, I'm pretty gifted at memorizing movies. Like, if I've seen it once or twice, the third time I go and see it, I'm probably going to start quoting lines. Maybe not all of them, but a good majority of them. But even still, like, I can't do it word for word correctly every single time. But songs, you can. Now, granted, songs are only 3 to 4 minutes in length, whereas movies are 2 hours, and books can sometimes take longer than that to read all the way through. But it just, I guess I'm an auditory learner. If I hear something, I'll remember it. That's how when I was learning to play instruments growing up, that's how I learned to play the songs, was I would listen to them beforehand and then be able to, I mean, I can still read music, but I'd be able to mimic the song back on my instrument. If I didn't hear the song beforehand, like on a recording or played by someone else, then I had a harder time learning it and learning it correctly. They call that playing by ear. Well, I guess it was a little bit of a step above playing by ear, because I wasn't just listening and replicating, I was listening, reading the music, and replicating. But it's just being able to hear something like that, and mostly music, and remember everything, you know, where the pitch changes were, where the beat drops, all that stuff. And I know I'm not the only one that does this, that can, you know, remember a song after the first couple of times hearing it and sing it along with the artist all the way through. It's just really, really cool. And then smell is like a close second. Like, when you smell something that you smelled before, you know you smelled it before, and it probably doesn't take too long before you place where it comes from. So it's just, I mean, that's just amazing to me. That's really all I have to say about it. It's amazing how well the human mind connects scent and sound to memory. Much more than sight, taste, or touch. That's all I got. See you this afternoon.